Attention passionate Montreal, Canadiens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal Canadiens fans. Let's get to the news now. Let's dive into what's heating up the NHL circles lately, especially concerning the Canadiens. You know, ever since the end of last season, there's been a lot of chatter about the team's depth at the center position. Kirby Dach, who was expected to be a key piece in Montreal's future, has been plagued by injuries, and unfortunately, his trajectory isn't looking as promising as fans would hope right now. After a promising first year with the Canadiens in 2022-2023, where he showed flashes of brilliance, Dach has struggled to stay healthy over the past 2 seasons. That's a huge concern for the Canadiens, especially considering how critical a solid second-line center is to their overall offensive structure and team success. The uncertainty around Dach has led to a lot of discussions within the organization and among hockey analysts about how the Canadiens can address this short-term gap. And honestly, it's understandable. When you're trying to build something sustainable but you hit these injury hiccups, you need to be proactive. That's where some of the latest rumors and proposals come into play. Recently, an analyst proposed a bold move, one that could change the entire landscape of the Canadiens roster and possibly accelerate their competitiveness in the division and beyond. This proposal involves acquiring a veteran player who still has plenty of gas in the tank, a player with leadership qualities, offensive production, and experience in high-pressure situations. That player is Ryan O'Reilly. Yes, the same Ryan O'Reilly who's been a staple of the NHL's top centers in recent years. Now, the idea is that Montreal could make a trade with the Nashville Predators, sending a package that includes young assets like Owen Beck and Jayden Struble, plus a second-round pick in 2026, in exchange for O'Reilly. This isn't just some random proposal, it's rooted in strategic thinking. O'Reilly, at 34 years old, still has a lot left in the tank. Last season, he put up 53 points with Nashville, and during his first year with the Predators, he racked up an impressive 69 points. His style of play, smart, gritty, and versatile, makes him ideal to slot into the second line, especially as the team continues to rebuild and develop its younger core. He's a guy who can support Nick Suzuki, provide leadership, and help stabilize the team's offensive output while the younger players like Cole Caulfield and others continue to grow into their roles. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about salary cap implications? That's a valid concern, but O'Reilly's contract is quite manageable. He's in the third year of a 4-year deal, earning about $4.5 million annually. For a player of his caliber, that's a pretty reasonable price, especially considering the immediate boost he could give to the team. And let's not forget, at 34 years old, he still maintains a high level of hockey intelligence and physicality, making him a valuable asset for the Canadiens in their playoff push, or even just as a stabilizing veteran presence in the locker room. So, why does this make sense now? Well, with Dach's health uncertain and the team looking to solidify its middle six, adding someone like O'Reilly could be a game changer. It's about balance, giving the team a veteran who can lead by example, produce offensively, and help guide the younger players as they develop. Plus, with the potential of Hage stepping into a bigger role in the future, having a seasoned player like O'Reilly could buy the Canadiens some valuable time while nurturing the next generation of stars. Of course, this kind of move isn't without its risks. Trading away prospects and draft picks always carries a certain level of uncertainty. Owen Beck, for example, is still a young player with a lot of potential, and Jayden Struble has shown flashes of being a reliable defenseman. But in the end, if the Canadiens are serious about contending sooner rather than later, this kind of bold move might be exactly what they need to push over the edge. Now, let's talk a little about what this could mean for the division. The Atlantic is fiercely competitive, with teams like Boston and Tampa Bay always lurking around the top. If the Canadiens manage to pull off a trade like this, it could significantly shift the power dynamics within the division. A veteran like O'Reilly could help Montreal challenge those top-tier teams more consistently and perhaps even give them an edge in the playoff race. Imagine O'Reilly's leadership and experience guiding the team through tough moments in the season. That's the kind of intangible asset that can make a difference come springtime. Furthermore, this potential acquisition highlights the ongoing strategy of the Canadiens' management under Kent Hughes. Hughes has shown in recent moves that he's not afraid to make bold decisions, to shake things up when necessary. Whether it's making trades to acquire key players or developing young talent, the Canadiens' front office seems committed to building a competitive team in the near future. Bringing in Ryan O'Reilly, a player with a proven track record of success and leadership, would be a big statement about their intentions. It signals that Montreal is serious about contending and that they're willing to make aggressive moves to position themselves higher in the standings. Now I can already hear some of you asking, what about the prospects or draft picks? Aren't we risking too much? That's a fair point, but in hockey, especially in today's NHL, the balance between developing young talent and acquiring proven veterans is crucial. If the Canadiens can strike this balance, they might find themselves with a more complete team capable of making a deep run sooner than expected. Plus, with the current state of the league, having experienced players like O'Reilly can be a real difference maker in close games, especially in the playoffs. Looking ahead, it's also worth noting how this move could fit into the Canadiens' longer-term strategy. While O'Reilly might be a short-term solution, his leadership and skill set could help mentor the younger core, like Caulfield and others, as they develop into franchise players. That transitional period is vital, and having a veteran in the locker room can accelerate the learning curve and instill a winning mentality. As we wrap up this deep dive into the potential trade, it's clear that Montreal fans should be excited about the possibilities. The idea of bringing in someone like Ryan O'Reilly isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about making a statement that the Canadiens are serious about returning to playoff prominence and eventually competing for the Stanley Cup again. Coming weeks will be critical as the team's management evaluates their options and possibly pulls the trigger on this bold move. And remember, trades like these can shape the course of a franchise for years to come. The Canadiens have historically been a team that's not afraid to take risks when the right opportunity presents itself, and this could be one of those moments. So, keep your eyes peeled, Canadiens fans, because if this deal goes through, it might just be the start of an exciting new chapter for the team. The future is bright, and with the right moves, Montreal could be on its way back to glory. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Montreal Canadiens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So in conclusion, all signs point to the Canadiens exploring every avenue to improve their roster, and this proposed trade for Ryan O'Reilly embodies that mindset perfectly. Whether or not it materializes, it's a clear sign that the team is thinking big, aiming for immediate impact, and trying to position themselves strategically for the challenges ahead. Fans should stay optimistic, but also vigilant because hockey is a game of inches and decisions made now can influence the entire season. Keep supporting your Canadiens, stay tuned for more updates, and let's hope that this is just the beginning of a new era of success and excitement. And now, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Canadiens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Montreal Canadiens news.